What is going on, everyone? We are here breaking down the third Resident Evil Village trailer that was shown this past Thursday at the Resident Evil Showcase. Here to listen and watch and slow down the video to see if we missed anything when the initial trailer was shown.
Yeah, and talk about things a little bit more in detail. This is mature. Rated M.
Rated M.
MILF.
Blood and gore, intense, violent, strong
Tall
language.
vampire lady, step on me, please.
That's what the internet wants,
That's
but
what the
we're not
internet
going to give it
wants.
to them.
No.
Let's go.
Not today.
Hey now, think positively, all right? We talked about this.
I know. We hardly talk about anything else.
Okay, so that's important right there.
Yeah.
Right here with them talking about... They're clearly referencing all the events that happened in 7 and everything that happened leading up to this point. How, you know, no matter how much they move on with their normal lives, they can't seem to find any kind of normalcy in that.
I think that's right on the money. Obviously, the baby's already born because you can see the daughter in
yep.
the crib behind them.
All the toys and
behind
stuff
her.
like that.
Yep. I'm interested to see if they're talking about leaving their past life behind.
Yeah.
Or if they're talking about something different. Because it kind of feels like Ethan's like, hey, you know, like, we're okay, hun. Like, we're going to be fine. Like,
Let's try to move past this.
Try to
like,
move
try
past
to
this.
start living a normal
and
life.
She's not having it.
Right. Still being very Mia-like.
I know. We hardly talk about anything else.
When the bell tolls, danger comes, is basically what she's saying.
Right.
The bell tolls for us all. They're coming again.
This is the room
Yep.
that we looked at with the screenshot breakdown with the 4 statues,
yeah,
the
and
headless
they're not
statues.
there yet because they're still in the ground.
Right. So they're showing you more inside the castle.
Mother Miranda, I regret to inform you that Ethan Winters has escaped that fool Heisenberg.
Okay, so she's talking to Mother Miranda on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
He escaped Heisenberg. So she says that point for point, that Heisenberg tried to go after Ethan and you escaped. So it looks like, as we mentioned before in the showcase, that, you know, he's looking through a window here,
Yeah.
spying on him. And so this is probably after Ethan either ran, I don't want to say beat Heisenberg, because he might not be dead at this point, but obviously he escaped an encounter. And you can actually see where she's sitting, where the door is to her side. You see the coat of arms, little coat of arms
Yeah.
on the door,
Or the logo, the house logo, whatever
right?
you want to,
The
house arm.
her house logo.
Yeah.
While she's talking on the phone with Mother Miranda, and then let's see what else she says here.
Because he is in my castle and has already proven too much for my daughters to handle. When I find him...
So she knows he's already in the castle, and her daughters are already having trouble handling him.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, this might already be a little bit into the game or into...
I think this
when
is
you're in
probably
the castle.
before the part where she meets him.
Yeah, definitely. So he's still lurking
I think,
around. Being all
yeah, she
stealthy.
probably... The daughters are having trouble bringing him in.
Heisenberg already failed. at this
Heisenberg
point.
already either failed or something, whatever.
Yeah,
we don't
something
know.
got in the way.
Maybe Ethan got away from him or something. And this is probably she probably orders her daughters to just bring him straight to her.
Yeah.
No, Mother Miranda. Yes, of course, I understand the importance of the ceremony. I won't...
So that right there, I understand the importance of the ceremony.
Yeah.
So
The ceremony, the daughter sacrifice, the
Right.
virgin sacrifice,
the stuff
the
we've been
maiden,
talking to leading up
whatever,
to this.
yeah, whatever it could be. The baby heralds danger. The bell heralds danger. The baby, the sacrifice.
I know Ethan's looking for the baby at this point, so...
Because it's his daughter.
Yep. And they're going to be... It seems like it's all, like, timed and sequenced up. Like, they have a specific time and a place that they need the ceremony to happen. So that's why it's like, I'm going to get him for the ceremony. Don't
Yeah.
worry. There's another beautiful shot of the part of the castle, which you do play in the maiden demo with that big chandelier that overhangs the main hall with the dining room in front of it.
Can someone please tell me what the hell is going on here?
And this right here, the soldiers standing there with shields and swords.
Yes, and you can clearly see the step leading into the fake wall that's there.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple of changes here that you don't see in the maiden demo, but this is obviously the same chamber, or it could be different.
It could be.
I'm pretty sure it's the same chamber, though.
Yep.
And in the maiden demo, you don't get the two torches that are on the sides. You just have the brazier hanging from the ceiling in the middle, and then that back wall, which very clearly shows now that the two sides of the wall are fighting each other.
Yeah.
Which was hard to see in the maiden demo. That right there itself, it symbolizes some type of war, potentially war between houses. We're not
kind of
sure.
Internal struggle of some sort that it's trying to represent, because it seems to all be symbolic to a certain degree.
But the step is still there that you can see.
Yeah.
Which you could see in the maiden demo, which leads down into the dungeon. So I would guess that you are going to have to get a torch or some type of thing to light the two braziers or the two torches to lower that fake wall into going down into the dungeon, which we'll see the creatures in a little bit.
But blood and death.
Can someone please tell me what the hell is going on here?
No. The place is full of nothing but blood and death.
Pause it. That's Nikki Lee Tompkins. That's Jill.
That's definitely her.
That's
Yeah.
not Jill Valentine.
But that's her voice actress. Now, all we saw in the maiden demo was barrels full of blood.
Or wine.
But
we have a theory on that.
Yeah, we have a theory, but everyone online is kind of leaning towards the same thing. It's kind of a little bit more obvious than most, is that there's a lot of blood. There's, potential vampires. So blood and death sounds about right from what we've seen so far. And that's what we hear her kind of crying out. There's a body up on a stick, a branch, uses some kind of scarecrow. Looks like a rotting corpse.
Yeah, it definitely feels like instead of going out of the dungeon, Ethan's going into the dungeon, which would make sense because Ethan isn't the one imprisoned in the dungeon.
He's looking for Rose or looking for
Yes.
multiple things. But as we see here, just like in the maiden demo, in fact, this is an exact part of the maiden demo with the torture chairs right in front of the cell. Right here.
Boom.
Boom. The swords. So they do wield weapons. And these motherfuckers pack a punch, so they're not just going to be like normal enemies that are going to be lumbering around. They're going to be wielding some melee weapons, which is something that me and John actually wanted to see from the enemies.
Yes.
In our expectations and predictions videos. So this is really cool to see. We obviously know that some of the wolfmen or wolf-like creatures that are in the village from what we saw can wield some weapons, but it looks like these hooded enemies, these zombified, dead-looking motherfuckers, can also wield swords as well, which is really cool. And there she is. So we've seen the shot before, but
that's the simp shot.
It's the simp shot.
She's got the black roses on her. Roses are a very big symbolistic thing that they're doing. This is also obviously the same room from the screenshot breakdown that we did that you should have checked out before this one.
Yep.
Because you see the horse lever in the back and you see the fireplace. So this is when she first meets him. Now, do you think that he's impaled on the chandelier like some people were saying, or do you think this could be the sign that she also possesses telekinetic powers? Like some exorcism shit
I
where
think
she whoom,
I think
threw him
so.
threw him to the wall.
I think this might be showcasing some kind of power that she has. Where, I don't think he would be on.
He potentially could be because it does
be.
have it does look bloody.
He could be in one of this
She could have
Resident
threw
Evil
him.
7 situations where he just
Or it
gets
could be
damaged
or it could
beyond.
be a mixture.
Right.
What if she telekinetically picked him up and then
Just
hooked him?
Hooked him on there like
Yeah.
some Texas Chainsaw shit. Yeah, I don't know. That could work. I mean, we still don't know everything that she's capable of, so
We do not. There's that statue
There's a
again, which
statue
we
again.
kind of broke down in the screenshot video.
Yeah, looking very, very cool. Because this shot right here, the camera pans quickly.
Yeah.
This right here is a crazy ass fucking door.
Yeah, that's the. Now this is a weird fucking door.
That's a weird fucking door.
Carlos would be.
Shout out to Jeff Sean.
Yeah, Carlos would be absolutely appalled by this door.
This is what we see in the demo with the eyeball. So the face is actually jammed into the door, which is creepy, and the 3 babies are holding on to the mother as she looks terrified. So very, very creepy imagery. It even looks crazier in real time on the real RE engine.
It does, yeah.
You know, if you didn't play Maiden, what are you doing?
But we do have some weird implications of maybe a possible cable car or cable ferry,
line going across.
Cable line, yeah.
That's what those lines
and then the gargoyles, which we think are more flesh than stone, but they are symbolistic of the gargoyle, which is a traditional statue that would be seen often perched on castle tops and building tops.
Yeah, and maybe they actually fly around in groups or something like that. And this is a crazy shot right here, of course, as we know.
Chris taking the baby.
As the guns are pointed at Ethan,
Yep.
as you see, so he's held against his will, and Chris is like, I'm taking your baby. And this right here,
Yes, this is another thing I wanted to talk about.
the big coffin. Now, what lurks in this coffin? It could be a lot of things. Could this be vampire-esque? Can this be, obviously, just someone's coffin, like John said, like someone who, what door is this going to be behind, Here
we go. There's the
right
coat of
there.
arms.
That's what I wanted to
Yep.
pause on. Coat of arms is right on the fucking top. What does that tell you?
I really think that whatever is within that coffin has a major influence on what's going to be happening with the powers of the game. I think a lot of things are going to stem from whatever's in there, whether that be a fetus or the first, the first leader of House Dimitrescu. It could also be her real body. It could be all seen as real body. Maybe the bug daughters. Maybe the reason why the bug daughters can manifest into insects and then disappear like that is because their real bodies are sealed away in these chambers. And perhaps one of the things Ethan might have to do is Ethan might have to go and find each of their resting places to disable them.
Right, just to
from
stop
chasing
them from
him around.
constantly materializing.
Yeah.
I also like how you could see like there's like a face, yeah, and then a bunch of designs that kind of trickle down. They're a little bit still look like flowers. As you can see, like right around here, there still looks like flowers and stuff
then
like that.
One more thing too is we did say in the screenshot breakdown that we don't think it's linked to the progenitor virus. It is possible that this flower could. I see the resemblance. We're not sure. I just know that roses seem to be a big thing with House Dimitrescu. And I don't think that she's wearing the progenitor virus flower.
No.
I think she's wearing 3 roses. But yeah, so, and also, who knows? Maybe those 3 roses represent her 3 daughters.
Right.
You never know. There's so much we don't know.
There's a lot.
This is just speculation.
Well, Ethan Winter.
So this right here is definitely when she first
Meets him.
meets him, or when when he's captured by the daughters and she comes in like, Ethan Winters.
There you are.
Oh, right here. It looks like he just got thrown through the fucking.
Who the fuck are you? Let's see what you're really made of. Ethan Winters.
Now look around him.
Yeah.
He's making all that stuff float.
I think it's all metal, too.
It's all metal. It's like gears and everything. So he's definitely, the telekinesis is showing, and he's like, Ethan Winters, let's see what you're made of. So he knows of Ethan's powers, and clearly all of these families know what he's capable of, obviously, because they wouldn't be after him.
Yeah.
But we know that from what we were told earlier is that he failed to take Ethan out right away. And there he is, smiling like a mofo, looking crazy. He looks awesome. I'm a big fan of his look and aesthetic.
I am too.
Looks like very Van Helsing-like. You can see he has a scar on his lip. He looks kind of scarred up too, like his face. It looks like he's got little markings by his left eye. But he definitely looks like a pursuer, as far as he's going to be chasing you throughout the game, as well as we're also going to have the other Axemen. But it looks like he has a hammer. So that's kind of why we related the one Axeman in the screenshot, or what we saw in the gameplay, which we're also going to show here in a little bit, in relation to that, because that's going to be a big thing. They show this guy more than once at this point, so we know he's going to play a bigger role.
It almost looks like the big Warhammer wielding chief could be him.
It could be him.
Because they are wearing very similar clothing.
Right, he's got the jacket. It
So
does look similar.
It kind of looks really similar. So they definitely have to have some type of connection with either being in
like where he
House
morphs into him
Heisenberg
or something like that. Or
yeah, for sure. Or you know, Mr. Heisenberg or whatever you're going to call him, Lord Heisenberg. It seems then there's some discrepancies too, because obviously he's way taller than Heisenberg.
Yeah, like
and he doesn't have gloves, but he could have outgrown that
his body
stuff,
just pops and morphs into something bigger,
which is very possible.
Very possible.
It does look like he has similar clothes though. Like he's got the button down. His buttons are on the side of his stuff, which there's buttons on the side of his stuff too. So I'm not sure. It's very possible that Heisenberg could be this, as we call it, chief, Warhammer chief. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. What do you think?
I don't know. It could be. I mean, the hammers look similar. I don't know. Like, or he could be someone who just stays in this form, kind of like how, for a while, like Jack Baker stayed in one form for a while,
for sure.
And then eventually he changes into something like that. It could be, man. Could be. We know he's gonna cause the threat though. May 7th, 2021.
Not that I think it is him. I don't think or not think it's him. I just think that it's possible.
Right.
They're very similar. They have to have an affiliation though.
Definitely, man. Yeah, this is a pretty good trailer overall. We got a lot of information, obviously a lot more information next to this trailer as far as gameplay, and then we got the demos. So, and a lot of stuff was obviously already kind of talked about after the fact, because there was so much more with the screenshots and stuff like that. But of course, we wanted to give you guys a trailer breakdown like we always do every time an RE trailer comes out.
Also, yes, it is cross-gen.
Yes, it is, as you see at the bottom here.
They did finally announce that it will be coming to PS4 and Xbox One, as well as, obviously, PS5, Xbox Series X, and Steam. How do you feel about it being cross-gen? Let's wrap up our thoughts on that here in this breakdown.
I think it's fine if it's cross-gen. I don't think people have to worry about anything being held back, because they won't hold anything back on these new machines. I mean, clearly, as we can tell. Anybody that thinks that these cross-gen games are being held back, if you just play, play Maiden, and like you can tell, like it's not like it runs crappy because there's a PS4 version. You know what I mean? They're clearly
it's definitely
going to
built. They announced. Early on, we thought that we were like, well, we really don't want it to be on cross-gen, because that means they're going to try to get it to work and they're going to spend resources and all that.
But look, we play the demo and we get proven wrong.
They announced that their focus was PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Yes, they said that.
So they went backwards, and I think after that announcement came out, we kind of like didn't care at that point.
Now, granted, unless we play it and it completely runs terrible, which isn't the case with the demo, but
who knows?
That's that's what I'm saying.
Are we going to even buy it on the PS4 and Xbox One?
No, but the thing is but what I'm saying is that we'll know if the newer versions suck as far as performance. Then we know that no matter what, the performance is halted, right? That's not the case. We didn't play the game. It's not finalized yet or whatever. But Maiden on PS5 runs great.
We'll put that out for you guys.
The thing is that, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that are obviously, like, they still can't get a PlayStation 5. They still can't get an Xbox Series X, so they don't have a PC that can run it. So you know what? If the fans want to play it on whatever makes them happy, it's going to run like RE7. That's just how it's going to run. And
we're going to do a comparison video for Village.
Yeah, we definitely will.
We'll do PS5, PS4 comparison, and Series X,
when we
Xbox
buy
One.
a digital, we'll have the other versions, so we could always go and do some kind of video like that. But yeah, guys, like, it is cross-gen now, so obviously, if you want the better version and you can hunt down a console, if you still can't hunt down a console by May, then, just play it.
Play it on the console you have.
Get the $80 version. So when you get the new machine, you can just install the new version and play it.
Yep.
So you'll have both ends of that. But yeah, I'm not mad about it. I think it is obviously going to sell more units because more people have these older machines, and that's where they're going for. Marketing-wise, it's the right thing to do. And I don't see a problem with it as long as our next-gen consoles on this game still run as beefy as they can.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
agree.
all I got to say about that. But obviously, don't forget to hit that
And that's
like.
the bottom line.
And that's the
'cause
bottom line, because LTRE said
so.
so. So hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the bell button, join that Patreon if you're not a Patreon
And
member.
we know that 47% of you aren't subscribed to the channel.
You got to hit that subscribe.
So make sure you hit that subscription button.
Update with all the Village goodness that's going to be
Because
coming at you in
you-
the next few months.
Don't want to be one of the people watching this video who aren't subscribed. Because if you want to see more videos,
How the hell are you going to see it?
how are you going to see it?
Yeah.
How are you
You're
going to see it
it somehow?
You're just going to click it in the sidebar? What's the difference between watching us unsubscribed and watching us subscribed? There is no difference. Subscribe.
Subscribe. And
We'll see
catch
you guys next time.
Peace.
This video was brought to you by our supporters over on Patreon, where users like John Lemley make it possible to keep on delivering awesome content. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.